Welcome to my Psychic Connection 6 o'clock show, Psychic Insights with Faith and Catherine, my friend, co-host, and helper.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Are you ready for another stellar day?
Of course.
Okay, how about we get right into the action? And Jalapeno, would you like to post your question, please? You are up first, girl. And guess what? Jillian from Jillian from Scotland is back. You said you wanted to know about the, I was going to say the out-of-towners, but they're the out-of-countryers?
The overseers. The overseas viewers. Hi, from Scotland.
We appreciate you being here. Okay, you ready? Jalapeno wants to know, hi, still waiting to find the money you said before was hidden from me, laugh out loud. You said between Thursday and Saturday. So hopefully this week, because I could really use it on my 2 trips coming up this weekend.
I see you finding money, and I stick to it because that's what I see, sweetie.
So any more info on the money and my trips?
Your trips will go well. I do think that the one day it might rain a little bit when you first start driving. So just be aware of that. As for the money, I don't see anything different with what I've already told you. Because I feel like it's in a drawer somewhere underneath a bunch of stuff. So I wish I saw more, but I feel like you didn't even realize it was lost. I don't think you even would have known that if I hadn't told you there was money missing. Not that that's a bad thing, but now you're looking for it. So, but I feel like it's pushed back underneath something.
Okay, let's see if we have anything else. I think both was mentioned. Before that, she said, okay, in my house. I think she meant to say, okay, in my house or garage. And then I think both was mentioned.
Yeah, I think that it's in a long drawer. I'm not sure where this is, like in what part of your house, but the drawer is longer and it's pushed up underneath stuff. I think both Journey and I have both told you that. So I still hold firm because that's still what I see.
Okay, let's see if we see anything else from Miss Jalapeno. And she says, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Brittany Lynn, bring on your question, darling.
And Brittany, where you at, Brittany?
Here we go. Brittany Lynn says, will I meet someone new that's worth talking to this year? And do you see the guy I was talking to last year popping back up again?
Right now, Brittany, I don't see anybody new coming for you right this second. That's because I still feel like you're dealing with exes and ex issues. And I don't really feel, even though you're asking that that's where your main focus is right now, honey. So I don't see that for you, not until later, not right now. I would say about 4 months, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm not seeing anything concretely. As for the ex popping in, he might, but right now I feel like he's got someone around him. So just know that.
Okay, let's see if we have any more feedback. Oh, Blanca just popped in and she says, hello, Faith.
Hi, Blanca.
Okay,
No.
Brittany. Are you cool with that answer?
Well,
And well, you know, you don't really have too much of a choice. You got to be cool with that answer. That sounds terrible. I didn't mean it that way. She says, thank you so much.
I'm sorry, Brittany.
Sanella, would you like to pop your question down, please? And as always, I just put the link up for jumping the list. If you would like to have a mediumship question, you must jump the list for those. And as always, there is no medical or legal questions because you have to talk to the professionals about that. Okay, Sanella says, hi, dear. I would love a message around my work situation. Will I lose my job soon? Uh-oh.
I'm not feeling you lose your job. What I feel is some restructuring at the workplace. And I also feel like there are people there at your workplace that you're not getting along with or that are difficult to deal with. I don't see you losing your job.
Okay, let's see if... Janella, do you have any more feedback? She says, that's great, thank you.
It's just kind of chaotic there right now, Sanella.
That's a pretty picture, Sanella, in case nobody's told you that.
It is a pretty picture.
Mm-hmm. Amy S., bring your question on, darling, please. And Megan Thompson, if you would get your question ready. Amy, Miss Santos, where are you? Okay, well, we're going to go about another 20 seconds, Amy.
Remember, too, that, if you want a guaranteed reading that and a longer one, if you do a jump, then you get a longer answer. Time spent with you, the reading takes however long it takes. And also that for every jump, we're donating $1 to the Salvation Army for turkeys for needy families for Thanksgiving.
Okay, Amy says, hi, ladies, with a whole bunch of emojis. When do you see me getting married?
2 years.
Well, that was pretty precise. 2 years.
That's what I know that you wish that it were sooner and that you want everything like perfect and organized and planned out. But, there's a quote that says, try to plan your life and watch God laugh at you, because it never turns out the way you think it is going to exactly. So try not to worry about the precise and the timing so much. Just know that you are going to. With that.
Okay, Amy. Megan Thompson, please post your question.
Megan!
She's back there somewhere.
She's probably looking at her phone, looking at...
Megan asks, hey, Faith, my question is Eliza talking to anyone else? I'm curious if she's tried to move on.
No.
Was Eliza her honey from
what?
Before?
It was one of her girlfriends. This girl has a lot of girlfriends. No. No, I don't see anybody else around her right now. But you need to be concentrating on this girl at work, Megan.
Oh, I remember her. Whatever happened to her? You were supposed to start a conversation with her, Megan.
And she hasn't yet.
That's
right,
why, Megan.
That's why she's asking about a lot. She's trying to switch it up a little because she knows that I'm gonna jump on her, and she knows if Journey was here right now, he would too.
He would be jumping your Megan. Okay. By the way, Amy Santos says wonderful and thank you. And Megan says she's my most recent ex, but yeah, I'm still at a loss for how to break the ice.
I know, but just try this. Hi. I think you're pretty cool. You think we could go for lunch? That's what you even do on a friendship. That's what you do even on a friendship level. It doesn't matter if it's a romantic thing. That's what you do on a friendship level. It's okay, Megan. You have a wonderful personality. You need to give yourself some credit. Just say hi. Hi.
Just say hi, girl. How you doing? Well, your hair looks really good. In case nobody has told you that today, women love you. You're a woman. You should know that stuff. Sorry.
Well, if Megan's not into makeup and stuff, she's not gonna think like that.
Okay. Megan, is your hair still blue? Just kind of curious.
Or
that pop into my head.
Yeah, because I think she's had her hair blue and some other colors too.
Okay. Megan. Oh, okay. Megan is saying I'm awkward AF when it comes to.
No, you're not. You're not. You're just chicken because you don't like rejection. Nobody likes rejection, but just you smile and you're funny and you're kind and just ask the girl to lunch.
And she says, yeah, it's faded a bit. It's faded a bit. I'm debating on what to do next. You know something, Megan?
Fuchsia.
There we go. Do something pink. It's October. It's breast cancer.
Yeah, that's why I said it, and it's my favorite color.
Yeah. See, even the other people in the chat room are saying, "Just do it, just do it." Jillian's saying, "Just do it."
Just ask her. I think if I didn't see that she would go to lunch with you, I wouldn't keep pushing it, Megan.
And you know something else, Megan? I'm going to throw in my 2 cents and keep this in the back of your mind just as a backup. And if by chance she turns you down, just smile and just say, okay, listen, if you ever change your mind, please let me know. And then just leave it at that. Just leave it open.
Or if she says no, just say, okay, well, do you think we could be friends?
Here we go. Okay. Hannah, we are going to move on, girl, because, Jillian, I am scrolling because I could have, no, it wasn't Jillian. I'm sorry. I got my names confused. Hannah had posted a question and I'm looking for, here we go. I got it. Hannah Thomas. Hannah says, do you see me having any more kids in the future? If so, how many and genders?
I don't right now. If you do, it'll be, I want to say within the next 2 years. I see that it might be a girl, but not right now. Not right this second.
Okay. Megan. She stares at me this is Megan again. We're jumping back a little bit. She stares at me quite a bit when going through my department. People have told me when she looks for me when I'm not there. So I don't know what my issue is. And I'm going to chime in, Megan, and say, I don't know what your damn issue is either. Because if you know this, you're not going to get rejected. You know?
If somebody else has already told her that you have a crush on her and she's looking at you, then just try. What do you lose by trying? You know you don't gain anything if you don't try.
Hannah Thomas says just one more.
Well, that's what I see.
Okay, Hannah.
You might have more, but that's what I see for now.
Waiting to see if Hannah has anything else to say. And she says, thank you as always.
You're welcome.
Jillian from Scotland, would you please like to post your question? I wish I could do a Scottish brogue when I read this, but I can't do accents at all. Except for redneck.
I can, but I have to concentrate on it.
You can do the Scottish brogue, can you?
I have done it before, but I have to concentrate on it. I don't know if I can do it on the spot.
Would probably make Jillian laugh like crazy.
Probably.
Jillian, come on, we know you're there because I just saw you.
No, my ancestry on my mother's side is Scottish and Irish.
Jillian, you got 15 seconds, girl, and then we're going to go on down to the list. The next one is Get Ready, Heart Slave Joe. There we go. Will I connect to my gran? Okay. Will I connect to my gran? Now, when you say gran, do you mean like your grandparents?
She means like her grandmother.
I'm thinking grandmother, or are you going the other way for grandchild?
I think it's grandmother.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what I feel energetically.
Okay.
Are you asking for a mediumship reading?
Okay.
Trying to make sure she's not.
She says yes to the grandmother. If this is a mediumship, you need to jump the list. Is she still here? This is her grandmother. Okay. Is your grandmother still earthbound, Jillian?
I think she wants a mediumship reading.
Yes, she said that her grandmother is still here.
Okay. Well, that's weird because I do see an older lady around her that's passed. I'm not really sure how to answer your question. Connect to her how? Like, see her? I think it's the verbiage. I'm not understanding her question.
Oh, okay. Jillian, yeah, she passed, and she passed in March of 20. And so that's a mediumship question. You have to jump for medium.
I was like, there's a lady coming here to me. Are you sure her grandmother's still here on Earth? Because when you said that, I was like, I don't think she's here. Because she came forward. That's a mediumship question, sweetheart, so you have to jump for that.
Or if you would like to contact Faith outside of this show, you can register in My Psychic Connection and you can talk with her at greater length there. I just posted a link for it. Jillian, do you happen to have another question? She says, okay, laugh out loud, thank you.
Do you have another question
that you want to ask instead of the mediumship question?
No, I will say this, and this isn't going, I'm not going to give her a reading, but I will say your grandmother did step forward when you asked that. So she is, and her energy is very strong. So just so you know that, and I want you to know she is around you. But I'm not going to go any further than that because that would be giving you a mediumship reading.
Okay, Faith. Jillian would like to know, will I meet anyone?
This is the thing when I concentrate on that. When you love hard and deeply, okay? And I feel that that's just around the corner, but I feel like there's also some past issues that you haven't let go of, Jillian. And I don't think that you've made time. The next person you meet, and I don't say this very often in a reading, okay? But the next person you meet, I feel like will be a lifelong partner and situation. So you need to get ready. And the main thing that I keep seeing is that you need to focus on career and education and that part of your life because you're about to go the next level up, and the bond that you're going to have with this next person is going to be very strong. I even feel that you might have dreams about this person before they come around.
Ooh.
So
that was easy.
I feel like Did you just play something, Catherine?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was easy.
I was like, because it's a new sound, I was like, okay, let me make sure that was really a sound. So, oh, that's cool. You've been using an easy button for my game.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you that I feel like you are going to meet this person. I want to say I keep getting 10, so it's within 10 months. Not that 10 months is going to have to pass, but this is a strong soul connection. Like it's going to be really strong.
Jillian says, thank you. I am right now. Blessed be. There we go. Okay. We have our next one up, and that would be Heart Slave Joe. And Joe says, does Jackson miss me and think about me sometimes? And how does he view me as a person? We are actually in no physical contact.
Joe, I just answered this question for you. I think it was yesterday or the day before. It hasn't changed. So if you have another question, I'll be glad to answer. Go back and watch the show, sweetie, because I did answer this for you on one of the shows. It was almost the same exact question.
Oh, her name is Joanna. Okay. There we go. Well, Joanna, you have another question that you haven't asked. Also, Jillian said, much appreciated, Faith. Okay.
You are so welcome.
Joanna has reiterated, and she wants to know, does he see me as a nice person?
Yes, that's just rephrasing the same question, but yes. He's a mess. You know, he's got a lot of things going on around him. And I don't think he's ready for what you're wanting with him. He does care about you, though.
We just got a pat on the back from Jillian, who says, good work, guys, with a whole bunch of emojis.
Aw, thank you. Thank you for watching us.
We
Thank
appreciate
all of
it.
you for Thank all of you for watching us. But thank you especially because I know the time zone you're in is way different from ours.
I have a friend of mine who lives on the South Shore of England, and I know it's 11:30, so I'm assuming that
Yeah.
for Jillian, it's the same thing. And Joanna says, okay, thank you both so much.
You're welcome.
Blanca. Even though I know your name is Blanca, but since everybody else says Blanca.
We like to give her our time about that.
Okay, Blanca, do you have a question for Faith? And then after Blanca, we'll take our bottom of the hour break, pay some bills. Jillian says, yep, 11:30 at night. Thank you again and good night. Go to bed, Jillian. Past your bedtime.
Hope to see you
Sleep
again.
well.
Thank you for joining us.
Blanca says, hello, Faith. Hey, Blanca found her glasses. They were in front of me.
Yeah.
They were in front of her the whole time, literally. But Faith, my boys are constantly wrestling. I tell them to stop, but they're hard-headed. And I fear it will get worse. I need to ground them. That's because they're boys.
For wrestling, they're boys. Boys are going to do that. You just need to tell them not to do it constantly and be semi-careful. They're brothers. Brothers do that.
Whoops, that was Blanca already. Okay. I'm waiting for something back from Blanca. I fear it will get worse. That's the last we heard. They are becoming very aggressive, she says.
But that's what boys do. I mean, I don't see them busting their heads open if that's what you're worried about. There'll be some scratches, some bruises, but that's what boys do.
And she says, but they do it when I'm not around. That's because
Right.
that's because they're boys.
Yeah, I mean, that's a boy thing.
That's a boy thing. You know, Blanca, the first thing that came into my mind, and I know this, laugh out loud, I'm whooping they butt. And she puts it like that. I'm whooping they butt. That's funny.
Get out the wooden spoon. My mom used to spank us with a wooden spoon.
My mom just had to look at us and we were running.
Well,
she had that look.
My mom had that look too, but my family's from North Carolina,
Right.
both sides, and we used to go when I was real little. We used to go down from Virginia to North Carolina every couple weekends, and my grandparents in the house that they lived in for 32 years, they had a hickory stick. Well, they had a hickory tree, so my mom would pull off hickory sticks, and she would leave them in the sun visor. And when we went back up to Virginia, if we misbehaved, she'd make us go get our hickory stick, and we had to pick it. She'd get like 4 or 5 of them, and she would spank us with them. But she had this thing where we had a wooden spoon, and it was named Mr. Bill. And on the inside of the spoon, she drew a face with fingernail polish. And when we would go out in public, if we were misbehaving, she would count 1.
Yeah, that would do it.
2.
Oh no, Mr. Bill.
If I get to 3, we're going to go visit with Mr. Bill when we get home. And nobody else in the store knew what it was, but we did. And we would straighten up real quick. See, back then, you could whoop your kids. You can't do it now. Kids are smart enough. They're like, I'm kind of 1.
Blanca says, but man, my kids are bullies.
Your kids are going to be fine, Blanca. I promise. They're boys. That is what boys do. Boys rough and tumble and all that stuff. Nobody's going to break anything. All I see is some bruises. That's it.
Blanca, have you ever considered when they start acting up, they remind me of their dad, laugh out loud. Don't ever take away any of their games or their phone or anything. Just take their chargers away and just watch the look on their face as the battery power starts to diminish little by little.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. Catherine has kids. That's probably
just take the chargers away. It's hilarious to watch them, the look on their faces,
I'll tell you
15%.
What my ex did to his son one time. He was staying with us and he was misbehaving. So my ex left the game system out. Left the controllers too, but took the cords.
Oh, there you go.
He went to go play it after school and he's like, "Where are the cords?"
Blanca says, laugh out loud. Okay, yeah, thank you. Laugh out loud. And she says, the plug, I'm on it. I'll tell you what, Blanca, it is, you're gonna have humor in your mind for years with the looks on their faces. Trust me on this one. And on that note, we kind of have to go and pay a couple of bills.
Catherine, speaking like somebody that's done it more than once.
I've done it. It's hilarious. In this day and age, that's what you got to do. Just take the chargers away. So we will be back after this break.
For Central Kentucky's best selection of pets and pet supplies, visit Adventure Pets in Berea. We have one of Central Kentucky's largest selection of fresh and saltwater fish, exotic birds, hamsters, reptiles, puppies, kittens, and more. We carry several lines of premium dog and cat food. We also stock Frontline Plus, Advantage, Capstar, and other products for flea and tick control supplies for dogs and cat health needs. Call us today at 859-985-8001.
Are you looking for the very best website designs? Look no further than mypressmarketing.com. Let their expert staff take your website, phone site, or mobile app to the next level, fast and easy. That's mypressmarketing.com. Why shop anyplace else? Just tell us what you want and we will build it. Why settle for an everyday design? Get a design that stands out from the rest. We can even offer your business radio and magazine advertising. That's mypressmarketing.com. Let us be your advertising, marketing, and website design specialist today.
There we go. And I just asked Kiera to post her question. One of these days, I will figure these commercials out. But you know what?
Catherine, we've only been doing this like a week. You're okay.
I'll get there. Kiera Curry, we are waiting. Kiera. Yeah, Kiera, I'm sorry we don't do general readings. They take way too long. But if you have a specific question, Kiera, am I on the right path? Am I on the right path?
As far as work and stuff, yeah, you are. I think you're just frustrated with, you want to do something more creative and have a better outlet. And I feel like you feel physically drained a lot, but you are on the right path. It's just going to take you some work to get to where you want to be. And you're way too hard on yourself and you're comparing yourself to other people.
I'm waiting to see if she has a reply for that. Kiera just says, true.
To stop. And I also feel like you need to take more time for yourself and you need to eat better because you don't eat on a schedule. Like you put off eating even when you're hungry because you say you don't have time for it, but that's not good for you to do.
Let's see if Kiera has a rebuttal to that. Kiera, she says, I'm working on that, and thanks.
You're welcome. Stop being so hard on yourself.
Okay, she says thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Faith, guess what?
What?
It's time for me to talk to you because we're out of people. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
For as long as you have been doing readings, have you ever physically seen either a ghost, a spirit, or an apparition?
I have seen what I call shadow people.
Okay, and so what are shadow people?
They are like outlines of people, like outlines of a person, but they're black. I've seen them when I've woken up, like, you know, when you first wake up, like when you're starting to open your
Kind of
eyes.
in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen them when I lived in my old apartment in North Carolina. I fell asleep in my recliner, and in front of my recliner, like if you were to look straight from that view, is a hallway. And I woke up and saw like 5 of them in the hallway, and it freaked me out.
Was it a family?
I don't know. It's just outlines of people. So I said, in Jesus' name, leave my house. And as soon as I said it, they were gone. The other thing that I had that happened really weird to me when I lived in North Carolina, because, and Journey will tell you this, where I lived before was on a mountain. I lived on a street even called Reynolds Mountain.
Reynolds Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was like way, way, way up on a hill. And all, like, in our parking lot, turkeys would come in our parking lot, like wild turkeys, bears. They had signs in my apartment building that said, do not feed the bears. The bears would go in the dumpsters and get food and stuff when I lived in North Carolina. So when I had been there for a little while, I had a dream, and I saw a man and 2 women from like the probably 1700s. They were dressed in like, you know, like
Victorian era clothes.
Yeah, the frilly dresses and stuff. But they were passed away. Like their I could see their skin and how it was. Like they didn't come like you or me look. I could see they had damage. And I was just waking up. It was almost like in a semi-dream state, but I knew I wasn't dreaming. And I was sitting in my recliner, and they were coming forward. I can see that even now as I describe this, like I can see their clothing very vividly and stuff. And they said, "Excuse me, ma'am, we're lost. Our carriage tipped over. Can you tell us where to go?" And I said,
And what did you? Okay, I'll shut up.
I said, it kind of freaked me out a little because I don't like seeing spirits or anything like that. It scares me.
It's frightening.
Some people it doesn't bother, but it bothers me. That's why I always tell them, show me yourself in your mind's eye, because I can't handle it.
Right.
So, and I would have been okay had their faces not been distorted, but their faces were distorted.
Right.
And I said, and they said, "Can you tell us where to go?" And I said, "There's not much I can do to help you. You passed a long time ago. You need to go to the light." And they said, "We don't want to go to the light. We're scared." And I said, "There's nothing to be scared of." And they said, "Thank you." And the guy took off his hat, and the woman went like this. The one woman had red hair. Her face was kind of distorted and stuff. And then the guy had really bright blue eyes, but his face looked almost like a skeleton. It was just flesh. And he said, "Thank you, ma'am." And as soon as he said that, they were gone.
That is amazing.
And not when it's happening, it's scary.
I could imagine. Where were you? So you were just laying in bed?
Yeah.
Coming to?
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. Wow.
Whenever I see things like that, it's always when I'm first waking up.
Right.
It's like, because I specifically say, do not. I won't even watch scary movies because I don't like that kind of stuff. Right. Sometimes I'll watch certain things. Like yesterday, I follow all these different video vloggers of Universal Studios and The Happiest Place on Earth. Okay. And so yesterday I watched one.
Talking about Walt Disney? Disney?
Yeah.
The Happiest Place on Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was watching this woman, and she was doing Universal Studios, like their Halloween stuff. And she had a pass to go through all 5 of the haunted houses and stuff there. So she was doing video of it, and I was jumping out watching the videos, let alone if I was there. So, I don't like scary things also because I've seen things in church. I've actually seen people who were possessed. So, yeah. So that's why for me, I can't speak for every reader, but I try to be very careful because I've seen people who were possessed.
And I have asked you, in fact, I think I asked you this yesterday, that what do you do if you have connected with spirit and you get some negative information or you see something very dark? You have to really have a gift of discernment to know what to tell or how.
Well, this is the thing. Spirit, God, see, I can't speak for every reader or every reader on the platform or a journey or any other reader. I can only speak for myself as a reader. Mm-hmm. I really struggle because I grew up in the church.
Right.
Of knowing what is okay to do and what is okay to not do. Now, if somebody else wants to do something different than me, that's their choice. But I struggle with my readings, like what is okay to do, what is okay not to do, how do I interpret it, and how do I deliver it, and that kind of thing. So I've always took a Christian approach to everything. I pray about everything. And I've told God, anytime you want me to stop doing this for work, I'll stop doing it. If it's not being beneficial to people, I'll stop doing it, because I always want to give God the glory, because this is not me. This does not come from me. It comes from God. It comes from a higher power. This is not me. There's no way I could know some of the things that I know about people.
Mm-hmm.
And I really never wanted to do this for work. Ever. This is not what I wanted. I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay. You're not teaching in the typical sense of the word, but aren't you teaching individuals how to go on with?
I mean, I don't. Yes and no. Some people don't take what we try to teach them and learn.
That's true.
Some people keep repeating the same patterns and they don't listen. I mean, and it's no offense to any of our clients or to anyone watching, but sometimes we'll tell you guys stuff and then you go do the opposite of it. And then you're like, help me fix this.
Right.
And it's like, we're not Jesus. We can't fix it. We told you not to do it. And it's going to set back what we told you was going to happen because you went and meddled with it. So and honestly, doing this kind of work is a responsibility because we care about each and every person that we read for.
Right.
And we're invested, all you regulars, we're invested in what happens to you. We genuinely care for you. We wouldn't tell you the things that we tell you if it wasn't for your best interest or to try to help you heal. But don't ever think for 1 second that it's not draining or that we don't care or that each and every one of you means something to us. And we get close to each and every one. We're invested in your stories. We pick up off of your energy. Our ultimate goal for you guys, at least mine as a reader, is that you can take the information that I give you and try to better yourself with the things that I'm trying to tell you or that Journey's trying to tell you, so that you can get to where you're supposed to be or get what you want. We want you happy and well.
Oh, okay. Kira had made a comment earlier. She said yes, and I had asked if anybody had a question, you could post it or let me know that you had a question. I thought she had a question, but she said she helps me with her readings. That's true.
Oh, well, thank you, Kira.
Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
I think Miriam says, I think I have a question. Okay, Miriam, we're not going to try to be that much of a smart aleck. However, when you figure out if you have a question, let us know. With something, is this going to come? Oh, it comes back mirrored. Oh, no, it doesn't. I saved this because this was my birthday, but it says try to learn from the past rather than repeating it and making reference to it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because God has a way of repeating lessons till we get it.
Yeah. Miriam, what is your question, please? That's true because, first you get a whisper when you have that little thought in your head. And then that sometimes if you don't pay attention, that whisper becomes a little bit louder until it becomes a scream. And then, you end up getting married and you feel like you've just gotten a brick upside your head. And then you get divorced 18 years later and you think, why didn't I listen to that?
Because we think we always know better, or a lot of times we think we deserve less than what we do, so we settle.
That's true too.
Whether it's a job, whether it's a spouse, but also nowadays people get married for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
People get married because the person looks good, or for sex, or they have money, or
right.
Or they get married really quick without knowing the person. And this is my thing about every life decision, major decisions, I pray. And if God tells me no, I try not to do it, because when I go against what God tells me not to do, it backfires on me every time.
Right. That's true. Always. And then you think, why didn't I listen?
Yeah. Not that God can turn things back around. God can take what we screwed up and fix it. But it may not be, we could have saved ourselves some heartache if we'd have listened in the first place.
Faith Miriam says, what will unfold after the initial communication from Mohammed?
Miriam?
Uh-oh.
What will unfold is what, we've spoken with you about several times. I know, not just myself, but if you don't bring up the past and bring being upset about the past up, then you guys can establish something. If you do, then he's going to run to the hills because he can't handle that. That's why he's gone right now, because you have to release what happened. If you don't, then he's going to leave again. And this time, when he leaves, it'll be for good. That's why I always tell you, sweetheart, when he does reconnect, let it be light. Don't bring up the past. I know you want an apology from him and you want him to make amends, but he's not gonna do that exactly how you want it to be. And if you love him and if you forgive him and if you want something with him, you have to release it.
That's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but here's the thing. If you truly love somebody, forgiveness isn't for them, it's for us so that we can move on.
Yep, it's for yourself.
And you know what? You know what the Bible says? The Bible says if we don't forgive others, then God won't forgive us. So what good is it going to do for you to... All it's going to do if you hold on to that anger toward him is when he comes back, you're not going to have a chance with him because you're going to be holding on to that anger. And if you can't release that anger, then you're not going to have a chance with him. And if what you really want is to be back with him because you love him, then you have to forgive him. If you did something really bad, here's the thought, and this just isn't for Miriam, okay? But if you did something really bad and you hurt somebody or you cheated or whatever it is that was drastic, and you knew that you were sorry for it, wouldn't you want the person to forgive it, give it? Or would you want them to hold on to it constantly and remind you about it so you couldn't move forward in your relationship even though you love the person? Would you want Muhammad to forgive you if he did the same thing? If you did the same thing? You would want him to forgive you. So you have to look at it that way. To forgive takes strength. And really, if you love him as much as you say you do, then you will forgive him, because love, it takes love to forgive. And realize that just because you forgive a person, it doesn't mean you forget it. It means you look past it. It means there's a clean slate to start over.
Miriam says, I guess so. I guess so.
You guess you would want him to forgive you? I know you would want him to forgive you. Nobody likes to be unforgiven.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't forgive him, you're not going to be with him, because you're going to constantly say, I forgive him, but I want him to apologize. I want him to do this. I want him to do that. And I'm telling you from personal experience, there are some people that you have to forgive for your own sanity that you never get an apology from. There are some people that are not capable of apologizing, and you just have to forgive them for yourself, because they don't have the mental maturity capacity to take recognition for what they did to give an apology. And there are some people like that. I'm sure even Catherine would agree with me on that.
Oh, you have no idea.
So some people you just have to forgive for your own sanity. And because who wants to hold on? I'm not saying let somebody stomp all over you and constantly do something to you. That's not what I'm saying. But who really wants to hold on to that anger? Because some people just are not capable of being what you want them to be, whether it's a parent, a spouse, a friend, a lover. They're not capable.
She just put up a sad face emoji. Yeah, not saying it was easy.
No, but I mean, I've had to forgive people that hurt me, that I didn't get an apology from. I've had to forgive my own father for things that he did to me or didn't do, because he couldn't be the kind of father that I needed or wanted. Sometimes people just can't be what we want them to be. They're not capable of it. So we have to meet people where they are. And if we truly love somebody, we have to accept them for who they are. Don't put them on a pedestal, because no one's perfect. And you have to figure out, are you loving who you want them to be, or who you think they are, or who they really are? Because nobody's perfect except Jesus Christ. Everybody has flaws. I always tell everybody's going to have a flaw, no matter how perfect your spouse is, okay? They're going to have some type of flaw, because you do too. So here's what you do. You find somebody whose flaws you can tolerate because you love them. And really, if you love somebody, a lot of times you don't look at their flaws. They might aggravate you. Like my ex-boyfriend used to leave the toothpaste without the lid on it, and it drove me crazy. It's stupid, but it still drove me crazy.
That's one of those pet peeves that you have to kind of overlook.
That, and he used to always leave toothpaste in the sink, like after he brushed his teeth. That drives me nuts, man.
Get back in here!
Absolutely nuts. I used to have to always rinse the sink out. He would clean the house, spick and span, good cook, cleaned and everything, but he would always do that. And I'm like, why do you do that? And he's like, because I'm busy. I'm just like, turn the water on and rinse the toothpaste.
Yeah, that doesn't take much. Come on. We have, there is a new person, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this name because it's Caol, and I'm thinking it's Gaelic. It just kind of has a Gaelic feel about it.
Caol.
However, this person had asked a mediumship question, so I was just explaining. I don't even know if this is a male or a female, and I am so very sorry about that, but I wanted to see.
In order to receive a mediumship question, you have to jump.
You have to jump. Miriam had said, I think I get what you're saying, and she also said thanks.
You're welcome.
So is it Caol? Caol? Caol. If you have another question that is not mediumship or legal or medical.
mean, if you want to jump, you can jump. I mean,
as a matter of fact, I'm going to post that right now just in case. That is the link. If you would like to jump the list, you're more than welcome to ask a mediumship question. And then we would also like to remind everybody that there is another show coming up this evening at 10 p.m. from 10 till midnight. That's Eastern Daylight Time. And it will be, is it Emma Rose this evening?
Yeah,
right?
It's Emma Rose tonight.
It's
Yeah.
Emma Rose. And so if you would like to come on back at 10 o'clock and talk to Emma, she's a great reader as well. So I'm not seeing anything else from Kale. And I am very sorry if I'm slaughtering your name. I'm kind of expecting.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We just do donations for mediumship because it takes a little bit more time and it's a different kind of energy.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say an energy. Okay. And also, if anybody would like to get 3 free minutes, you can join my Psychic Connection. And when you sign up, you're automatically going to get 3 free minutes. Faith is one of the readers there. And so if you would like to speak to her, let's say you wake up at 3. No, Faith is probably going to be sleeping at 3 in the morning. I was going to say, if you wake up at 3 in the morning.
Sometimes I'm up at that time, and I will be after the show in about an hour. I'm going to sign on if anybody wants to call. And the site is mypsychicconnection.com. I'm on there as well as other readers that are on the shows and some that aren't up there yet on a show. But, if you want to touch base with me further. And then Journey, Ryan, and I will be back tomorrow night at 10 for our tag team show. So.
There you go. And that's going to be nothing but fun and banter between you and Journey. Get ready, folks.
Usually
Blanca was talking about her fighting sons earlier. Take out the physical, but put in the, that's what you get when you put Journey and Faith together in the same show.
We're like brother and sister.
They're like brother and sister.
You should have seen us late last night at the late night show, Catherine.
I was sleeping.
That was funny. That was funny last night because Journey, usually that's just me, and we ended up tag teaming a little bit on that one.
I heard it was entertaining.
It was real funny.
Okay, kids. Well, it is that time. We're at the top of the hour, so we are going to close. However, we will be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And anything else you want to close with?
We will be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Then tomorrow night, we will also be here at 10 p.m. with me and Journey Ryan. Remember tonight to support Emma Rose because she will be on tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if anyone would like to call me on the site, I will be on the site within 30 minutes to take calls. Have a blessed evening, everyone. Thank you to our regulars as well as newcomers that joined us. Catherine, it's always a pleasure to be doing this with you and spend time with you. I'm so glad that you are my co-host, friend, and helper. It's so fun, and I love you.
Now, we had this time together. I'm so glad we had this time together. Oh, goodness.
And just everybody know that we appreciate your support. God bless, and everybody have a great night until we see you next time.